All right. I just want to address this Chicago Bears Philadelphia Eagles game. There's a lot of I would say a lot of narratives behind this. I guess to make it look more exciting because the Philadelphia Eagles are very exciting. They won their last three and they made their way into the playoffs. They had some help by the Bears that they're facing. And it seems like a pretty even split. All right, let's talk about why it's this way. What's the narrative behind it? Okay. So, the narrative behind the Bears is their defense and sometimes the creative offense that they have. The narrative behind Philadelphia Eagles is really just the ride they're on, They're the hottest team in the NFL. They won the last three, and Nick Foles is going crazy. So, let's break down the truth behind it. So, the Bears, I think, won like 9 of the last 10 games, but we're not the hottest team either. So there's a lot of hype around the Eagles, like there was with the Buccaneers. The Bears also played those Buccaneers and completely and utterly destroyed the Buccaneers, which is why I feel like it's going to be an almost similar output. Yes, the Eagles have a much better defense, but their secondary is still their weakness, and Trubisky was throwing deep like his hair was on fire, completely destroying Fitz magic. Destroyed that era completely. I mean, he came in super cocky, and people thought it was kind of split. I think most people thought the Buccaneers were going to destroy us. So the magic doesn't always translate. What's another one? I just don't see how the Eagles pose any threat to the Bears because yes, you have Alshon, but we get pressure with 4 people. So let's say Alshon's tearing us up. We just send an extra person to speed up anything that's downfield and just crunch Alshon with a double, man under defensive technique or play. We're third in the league. See, you see ESPN put up stats how the Bears are first in run defense. I know the Eagles. I've talked to a few Eagle fans said they're the best. Whatever. The Bears are first in run defense. They're still number 1 in scoring defense. Number 1 in interceptions. But then we flip to the Eagles. It's oh, they have a shrine. Oh, they're so magical. Look what he's done in the past 3 games. Look what the Bears done the whole. He done this. The Eagle team is just different. They're just different. Bears have been doing this all season long. Only exposed 2 times. 2 times. And how are they exposed? Breakdown in plays. Letdown games. 2 times. The Dolphins, Packers, which was 2 major plays where a short pass went for a touchdown. The first one, A. Jackson jumped during the Packers game and missed, and it came for a touchdown. He's last on defense. The second one, 2 Bears defenders had the same angle of pursuit. If you know anything about football, if you're running behind your own defensive player, you got to pick a better angle of pursuit. They kind of stumbled across each other, and he took it to the house, basically. We gotten better with that, and you can't blow it. I've not seen a play where the Bears defense have gotten beat deep. Against the Packers, we got beat deep, and Aaron Rodgers missed the play. He missed it. I mean, if he'd knocked it on him, that'd have been really good, and I'm sure they made adjustments about that. But I haven't seen a pass catch where someone caught it and just took it to the house. If they caught anything deep on the Bears, it was contested. Like the defender was on them, so you're not getting anything easy on the Bears. A major factor in why I think the Eagles will lose is because everything they do, everything they've done well, they have to change that to compete with the Bears. They have to do something about Khalil Mack. Then you have to do something about Akeem Hicks. And then you do that. If you do both on one play, and then you have like Leonard Floyd coming clean off. If you do that too much, we'll send another person. We can send 5, have like, 6 in the back. We can do that. And now you're in trouble. In order for you to really protect yourself, right, and still have sufficient receivers and everything like that, like basically the whole front seven had to have a really bad game. The entire game. See, here's the problem, which is what makes the Bears defense so amazing, right? Let's say you can't go 5 wide out against the Bears because you got to have a tight end to chip or a running back to chip. So you have like 5 linemen. So that's 5, quarterback 6. You have 5 possible wide out choices. Since Khalil Mack in any given play just breeze past whatever lineman there, you got to have at least a tight end or a running back or both. So that's what throws off. If a tight end like chips and goes off into the pass, coverage, that slows down his route. It kind of helps. But then the linebacker is going to cover him up, which is why we're number 3 in covering tight ends, because tight ends have to do something with Khalil Mack. And we're almost always know the coverage on that side because he's always going to at least try to chip or block. So that's the problem right there. You have to keep a running back in, but why would you do that against Khalil Mack alone? Which is why it's almost like always like 3, like a tackle, tight end, running back. And that's optimal. That's like the best you can do because Akeem Hicks could bull rush into the middle and the running back can go swoop, which is why the running back and on passing plays is almost crucial for, the Eagles. But then, which is why I think the pass, the play action is not going to be good because he could be up here and Khalil Mack go around here. And, by the time he turns around from the little fake, he can see Khalil Mack in his face. So, there's that. I think my football knowledge might be a little iffy, but it's not a good play action fake if the linemen backpedal to fake a run. They got to come up. Khalil Mack go right around you. And if it's a fake and he sees it's a fake, there's nothing Foles can do. So that's why. So okay, let's just put that. That's 4 down linemen, right? 4 versus 7. They have to keep in 7 sometimes. Okay. That leaves 2 wideouts and a slot wideout. And a slot receiver. With 4 DBs and probably, and I'll say 3 linebackers. How do you pass on that? I don't care how good Nick Foles is. How do you pass when you got to keep a tight end and a running back? How do you pass on something like that? Tell me. Like how? How is it feasible to like even think you can like effectively pass on a defense that could force you to at least keep in 1 other player or max protect? See, that's the thing that I seen against the Redskins. They max protect, right? But I think the Redskins blitz. We won't even blitz. We beat max protection plays with 4 down linemen. 4. We beat 7 people with 4 linemen. Caused havoc. So, you know why? Because, you max protect. And if all these... Max protect isn't typically for when we bring, when a defense bring Like I say, like maybe 2 to 3 extra defenders. So I won't say extra because it could be a 4-3 and they bring two, meaning like brought six. So I'll say like 6 or 7 people. I would typically six people. Bring one more than the office can block 5. So which so and then do the max protect. So you got to keep a tight end in there to like even it out, and just in case someone gets beat, you have a running back in there. So then you still have kind of favorable matchups, and it still takes longer for the play to develop because then you have let's see in a 3-4, if they bring 6, they bring 3 linebackers. You still have 2 DBs, linebackers covering the slot, and you have 2 overhead safeties. But if you're gonna bring 4, you have 3 linebackers. One goes over to the slot receiver. 2 can hold the middle or the flat, and then you have Prince Amukamara playing bump coverage, and you have Kyle Fuller playing off. So, like, there's no space on max protection, and you damn near got to do it. That's what's so difficult. Like, Eagle fans, I have no ill will towards you, but there's just no way. There's literally nothing you can do for when the Bears come for you. There's nothing. Like, I want to be like, I'm a Bears fan. I want to be like super hype about it. There's just nothing you can do with that defense. Is that good? Because and then the defenders are playing they're not messing up. Like, they're on their wide receivers. So it's not. So even if they're protecting the quarterback, the Bears, the defenders are almost always on their wide receivers, so they still gotta wait, even if they got maximum receivers. So there's that problem. But if you max protect, you gotta wait even longer. And Khalil Mack is beating 3 people. How? He just picks one and just bull rushes him out. So if a tight end tries to chip and goes out, which would be ideal, if Khalil Mack ignores the tight end and just pushes straight through, like, alignment-wise, you can't do anything if a defender push right through the tackle because you can't really get onto him because he just literally went straight through a person, and now your chest is his shoulder. His shoulder's like this to the tight end's chest. There's nothing you can do but hold him. You have no body to hit. That's like martial arts. You turn yourself sideways to have less, real estate to hit. And if a tight end can't really chip, so he's basically in the backfield looking dumb, and he kind of goes off into his route. Knowing it's pointless because the guy's already beat. Now, second scenario, Khalil Mack chooses the tight end and knocks him off his ass, or completely just goes after tight end, and then the tight end can't get into pass coverage, and surely the tackle can't. A lot of times they try to do these screenplays, which is probably a good idea, except you still have extra linebackers that will just converge right there, and you've seen it. Like, they screen doesn't work. This is a well-coached defense, and it's not a fluke. That's the thing. It's so not a fluke. Everyone does their job. Everyone does their job well. And this isn't like they don't. I'm trying not to because I know I have a lot of argument and backlash to this. Someone say I don't know football. The Bears defense is extremely disciplined. They are exactly where they're supposed to be. Almost all the time. And then they're really talented. So it's like, what do you do? What do? You dink and dunk, and you pray to God you can just get someone to make someone miss. The Bears was exposed on defense by extremely spectacular plays on short passes. You have to play godly. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. There's zero chance. Alshon Jeffrey's the only person who can play at a godlike level because he did it for the Bears. when, and which is I'm gonna throw it up. I don't care who he's guarding. He can come down and he could ruin the game. Alshon Jeffrey can in fact ruin the game, but that's on deep passes. He's not gonna like okay. So you throw the ball downfield. He goes up, climbs the ladder, jumps over two people. Right, that's a huge chunk of yardage. You know, but he's not gonna get that time. So you don't want to throw. You don't want to have Alshon Jeffrey climb the ladder on short passes. Because if he goes over the middle, climbs the ladder, he's gonna get demolished, and after a while, he's gonna get hurt. Hooks, and shallow routes, they're gonna light him up. Like, especially, I'm assuming Prince Akamukhamara is gonna play him. But even if it was Kyle Fuller, Prince plays bump coverage, right? So the short passes, it might work because you're not going to get immediately blown up, but you really got to jump, come down, start running, because now you got linebackers from this side, safeties come over this way, and he's going to have to break 2-3 tackles and then take it to the house. On Kyle Fuller's side, Kyle Fuller is going to be like the typical hitch route. Kyle Fuller's not going to turn his back. He's going to be so far off that whenever he does a little a hitch or anything short, Kyle Fuller's running like this. So he's either going to shoulder pads in the rib cage of Alshon Jeffrey if you make him climb the ladder for something that he would have been typically open for, or if you throw in his chest, you run the risk of Kyle Fuller just jumping it and taking it clean to the house. Alshon's fast, but if Kyle Fuller's, already in his stride, catches it and runs, that's to the house. That's a typical, cover two, never throwing to the flat. So that's always that problem. So Nick Foles got to do some scrambling and just launch it up and pray to God he comes out with it. And that's like one of those Infinity Wars 1 in 14 million options of that's the only way you can beat them. So that's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. The Bears are going to completely annihilate them. The Eagles' offense is going to be completely struck by a wall, like the Rams were. And they had a better running back. We still made it one-dimensional. It's not because we only had 13 rushing yards. Yeah, when you have second and third and long, you gotta start passing. And then if you still don't convert, you get less attempts for the offense overall. So there's that. And then we got up early. There's that. The Bears are always getting up early. So that's just how it's gonna go. The Bears are going to completely destroy this team. Going to force Nick Foles to, play from behind, and there's going to be a lot of interceptions. And my prediction is Eagles 10, Bears 31. That's my prediction.